Tuple is it a mutable or immutable? Yes, I want response from everyone. Yes, try to respond. Immutable, right? What do you mean by immutable? We cannot change or modify. We cannot change or modify, right? List is mutable. We can change or modify. For example, I got a tuple. Tuple, 5 elements are there. Can I add 6th element into a tuple? Not possible, right? Because tuple is immutable. We cannot modify it. We cannot add. Can I remove that element 30 from it? Not possible. Try to say me when to go for list, when to go for tuples. In which situation you go for list, in which situation you go for tuples. Yes? Okay, observe this. This is list. When to go for list, when to go for tuple. From the discussion what we had from the last 3-4 days on list and tuples, try to answer list and tuples. List. Can I just give this? Okay, list. What is your observation? Mutable means you can add elements, you can remove elements, you can modify, right? So list can be used for insertions. Insertions means you can insert elements, new elements into that at the last or in the middle or at the start, anywhere you can insert, right? Using append method, using insert method. Insertions you can use, go for lists. For deletions you can go, right? You can delete a particular element. And for updations, updations means if you want to update, if you want to modify 10 to 20 or 10 to 25, that you can go for list. For insertions, deletions, updations, go for list. But for tuple, you cannot insert, you cannot delete, you cannot update, right? So tuples for retrieval. Retrieval means if any data is there, that data, if you want to get it, you can get it. That's the only thing you can do from the tuple. Cannot be modified. Example of list, example where means, for example, employee detail is there. Employee equal to, I'll take it as list. For example, employee ID 101, employee name Ajay, salary some 50,000. Yes, assistant manager, designation is assistant manager. For example, his designation, he got promotion, that employee has got promotion, his salary became 70,000. Using list, can I modify or not? Yes. And he became a manager, right? Can I modify? How can I modify? EMP of salary. How to modify the salary? EMP of 2 equal to 70,000. EMP of 0, 1, 2, 70,000. It's modified. Next, EMP of 3 equal to manager gets modified. Now, if I say print EMP, it prints the latest values like 70,000 manager. If I take a tuple, this cannot be done, right? So, say me some example for tuple now. Where, for example, student name. Student name. Okay, is hall ticket number and is rank. Take the example of MSET. MSET is name, is hall ticket number and rank. Here the employee means he may get promotion, but here rank, today what is the rank? Tomorrow rank cannot be changed, right? Hall ticket number of the person cannot be changed. These three will be constant. They cannot be changed. So if you need to define using tuple, if you use list, you can modify. If you provide tuple, it won't allow to modify either his name or his hall ticket number or rank. So for every sprint, one tuple, every sprint, one tuple, every sprint, one tuple. And only you can retrieve his name or his hall ticket number or rank. For customer also. Customer means you will go for list or tuple. Today his balance is 90,000. Tomorrow his balance will be 1.5 lakh, right? Balance will be updating, right? It will increase or decrease. So go for list or tuple. List. So where there is no updations, there is no additions, we go for tuples, only for retrieval operations. Okay, understood, right? Take this list and tuples. So in the interviews, if they ask list and tuples, properties wise all are same, but only thing is mutable or immutable. What is the main difference when to go for list, when to go for tuples means? You can just say for insertions, deletions, updations, go for list. For only retrieval operations, go for tuples. Now observe this. I've taken a tuple, right? In Python, what error you are going to get also, you need to know what error you are going to get. Okay, for example, what is the value of x of 2? 30. Can I modify to 35 in this way? X of 2, can I assign like this 35? Save it. If I try to modify a tuple, see that what error it gives, modifying a tuple. It won't allow. See what error it gives. Tuple object does not support it. See this x of 2 equal to 35. Type error. What error? Type error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. Item assignment. You cannot assign. You cannot assign. Item assignment is not supported. Any for x of 0 or x of 1, x of 2, item assignment is not supported. Once you define a tuple, you cannot assign. Item assignment not supported. In case of list, supported. Item assignment supported. Just write this point. Tuple object does not support item assignment. This I'm keeping in a comment. Tuple object does not support item assignment. You cannot assign a value to tuple element. Now I'm going to discuss two cases here. Case 1, case 2. Case 1. List as tuple element. List as tuple element. Case 1. I'm taking a tuple like this. Tuple 10, 20, 30, yes. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Print x. Len of x is what? Len of x is 3. Two tuples and one list. That's fine. Now, can I modify this as 70 to 75? Try to say, how can I modify? X of 2 of 0, right? X of 2 of 0. X of 2 means this list. In that again, 0th element equal to 75. Can I modify x of 0, 1? Error, right? Keeping in comment, not possible. X of 2, 1, can I? X of 1, 2. Not possible, right? This also I'll keep in comment, okay? Understanding everyone? Because they are tuple elements. Now, try to answer now. I'll try to confuse, but don't get confused, okay? Now, x of 2 is what? X of 2 is what? X of 2 is what data type? List. List is mutable or immutable? List is mutable, means changes, modifications allowed. So can I change this list to a string like Python, right? Yes or no? X of 2 is a list. List is a mutable. Mutable means changes, modification allowed. X of 2 equal to Python. Can I do or not? Not possible. X of 2, is it a tuple element or list element? X of 2 is a tuple element or list element? Tuple element, can you assign? Any string or integer, can you assign? Item assignment supported or not supported? You are trying to modify which element x of 2 means? Tuple element. X of 2 is a tuple or list element? Tuple element, can you modify? Yes, understand it. Don't get confused, right? X of 2 is a x of 20 is a list element. 70 is a list element, you can modify. 70 is a list element, you can modify. But x of 2 is what? Tuple element. First element is this, second element is this, third element is this tuple element. Tuple element you cannot modify. Item assignment not support. If you try to, so just execute this sentence. List as tuple element. List as tuple element. So here also x of 2 equal to tuple object does not support item assignment. To a tuple element you cannot assign. List you can understanding, right? Fine. You can write this. Yes. Tuple object does not support item assignment. Not possible. This also keep in comment. Three elements of a tuple. Within the tuple, modifications not allowed, but within a list, modifications allowed. Within a list, modifications allowed, right? Now observe this case 2. Tuple as list element. Tuple within a list. Tuple as list element. Print x comma len of x. What is length of x? 3, right? 2 lists and 1 tuple is present within this. Okay, this is fine. Run module. I want to modify this 20 to 25. Possible or not? X of 0 of 1, right? Equal to 25. I want to modify this 40 to a string like Pune. I want. Try to say x of 1 of 0 equal to Pune. That's fine, right? So anything you can give any value, not only integer string. Fine. This 80 can I modify? No. So x of 2 of 1, if I try to modify, okay, 85, it gives error, right? Because it is tuple element. Fine. Up to here it's fine, right? Now try to answer. I'll try to confuse. Don't get confused, right? Okay. Now observe this x of 2. X of 2 is what? X of 2 is a, it's what data type it is? What data type it is? X of 2 is what data type? X of 2 means what? A type of x of 2? Tuple. X of 2 is a tuple. This x of 2 is what? Tuple. X of 2 is a tuple. Tuple is mutable or immutable? Tuple is mutable or immutable? Immutable means you cannot modify or you cannot change, right? Tuple is a immutable. We cannot modify or change. But if we try to change, valid or invalid? Valid or not? X of 2 is a tuple. Tuple is immutable. Changes modification not allowed. But if trying to change it to string Python, valid or invalid? Why it is valid? It is a list element. X of 2 is a list element. List element supports item assignment. You can assign to a x of 2 is a list element. You can change it to x of 2 equal to Python. Similarly, x of 1 is what data type currently? List. Can I change it to a Boolean data type like true? Yes. Modifications are, it's a list element only. Similarly, x of 0, a list currently. Can I make it like 3.5? Previously, a list was having 3 collections in it, 2 lists and 1 tuple. Now what happened? Now you are having only fundamental types, 1 integer, not 1 float, 1 boolean and 1 string. If you say print x, right? It's valid. You can modify within a list. You can perform anything, right? Changes modifications allowed, right? Run module. You can see. Previously, this was the list. Now the list became like this. Multiple collections were there. Now you got only 1 float, 1 boolean and 1 string, right? Yes, understood. Take this. Next. Now observe. So this is related to tuples. There is no much difference. Difference between list and tuple means list is mutable, tuple is immutable. Remaining all the properties same. Now the list doesn't have any methods like appending, append method, insert method, pop method, remove method. All those methods cannot be applied on tuple because we cannot modify a tuple. Next, sets. Before I go with sets, let us compare list, tuple, and set. Observe this. This is property. This is a list. This is tuple. This is set. Homogeneous elements. Homogeneous elements. Allowed in list or not? Allowed. Heterogeneous elements. Allowed. 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 Duplicate elements. Duplicate elements. Allowed. Allowed. Not allowed. In sets, you cannot have duplicates. Set does not allow duplicates. Insertion order. Insertion order. Insertion order means, for example, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. First, which is inserted? 10. Next, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? Insertion order. Followed. Followed. No, not followed. In the case of set curly brace, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, if you print it, first 40 may come, 30 may come, some value will come. It won't follow the order. Print if the same order, it is not going to store. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, don't think in the same order that it is going to store or going to be printed. It will follow some different order. Which element comes first, which element comes second, you cannot say. Indexing. X of forward index, backward index, right? Supported. Supported. Set. Which element comes first in the set? Which is x of 0, which is x of 1, x of 2. So it's not supported. There is no indexing. X of 0, x of 1, you cannot say. Forward index, backward index, not supported. If indexing is not there, slicing. Slicing. Supported. Slicing means extracting multiple elements, right? Supported. Here, as there is no indexing, there won't be any slicing. Not supported, right? Next, object type. Object type. List is what type? Mutable or immutable? Immutable. List tuple? Immutable, right? Set? Set is what? Mutable. Set is what? Mutable. List is mutable, tuple is immutable, set is mutable. Set is also only in all the 4 collections, only tuple is immutable. Remaining all the 3 are mutable. You can change, modify, right? Elements. What elements I can have within a list? Can I have immutable elements within a list or not? Immutables. Like tuple, can I have within a list or not? Integers you can have. Immutables allowed and mutables also allowed within a list. Within a tuple, immutables, mutables also allowed or not? Like list, just now we have seen example, list also allowed. In the case of set, only immutables are allowed. Only set is mutable, but within the set only immutables are allowed. Only immutables means what are allowed within a set? Fundamental data types, integer, string, float, and tuple. And tuple is allowed. Nested. Observe this. List within list allowed or not? List within lists. Can you have list within list or not? Tuples within tuples allowed or not? Yes. Sets within sets allowed or not? Sets within a set you can have sets or not? Yes or no? Everyone. Only immutables are allowed within a set, but set is mutable. Only immutables are allowed within a set, right? Only tuple is allowed. Only tuple is allowed within a set. List is not allowed. Even set also not allowed within a set because set is mutable. Only immutable elements you can have within a set. Once again, these points are important. What elements you can have within a set means you cannot have all the collections. Only one collection allowed within a set, which is that tuple. Even set also is not allowed within a set because it's mutable. Only immutables are allowed within a set. Set can be created, set creation can also be created using list function, right? This tuple function and this is set function, right? These things you need to understand before we go with sets. Okay, fine. So these are the comparison between list, tuple, and set. Just the same thing I have written here. So here list, tuples, and sets. So what are the things? Here duplicate elements not allowed, insertion order is not followed, indexing is not supported, slicing is not supported, only mutable elements allowed. Only it's a mutable, only immutable elements allowed, mutable elements not allowed. So the same thing, list, tuples, and sets, the same thing we have seen, right? Nested list, nested sets, they are not allowed. Only immutable elements. Okay. Fine. Now, introduction to the sets, how to create sets. And before I go with sets, if you have already done with that list and tuple practicals, these things, different ways of creating list or tuple means using list function you can create, right? Or tuple function, you can create a tuple, right? So how many arguments I can give to a list function or tuple function? How many arguments are parameters? Only one argument. Only one argument. Only one argument. And that argument should be of what type? What type it should be? That argument, one argument only should give to a list or tuple. That argument should be of what type? Iterable type. It should be iterable type. Iterable type means multiple values should be there, otherwise multiple characters should be there. So what are the iterable types? String is iterable, right? Multiple characters. List is iterable, right? Tuple is iterable. Set is iterable. Means this can be provided to this list function or tuple function. The other integer, floats, strings cannot be provided, right? Understood? Fine. So list or tuple or even set. For the set also same thing. List or tuple or set, only one argument. It should be iterable type. Only string, list, tuple or set. Okay. Now come back to this sets. Set introduction. Before we go with that, set introduction before tuple. Set properties. Set is a collection data type which holds group of values. Properties of set. Set represented by using curly brace. Set allows homogeneous elements. It allows heterogeneous elements, one integer, one float, one boolean, one string, right? Set doesn't allow duplicates, 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30. Even if you provide it, it will ignore these duplicates. It will ignore these duplicates. What is the length of the text? 5, not 8. This 5. In set, insertion order is not preserved. That is, the way they are inserted in the same order, they are not stored or displayed. They are not stored or displayed. Set doesn't support indexing. What is that? Set doesn't support indexing. Indexing is not supported. Like print x of 1 is invalid. We can access the elements of a set using for loop. You can apply for loop. For p in x, print p. First p takes the value, 5 values, it is going to print one after the another. Right? We cannot access using while loop also, because while loop requires index. Only for loop. Set is a mutable object, but elements of a set should be immutable only. Set can be created directly by using this or by using set function. Sets within a set is not allowed because sets allows only immutables within it. We can perform mathematical operations on a set object. Okay, these are the properties. Fast, very fast you write it. So I was saying, right, when to go for list, when to go for tuples, when to go for sets. Means sets, for mathematical operations we go for sets. For mathematical operations we are going to go for sets, right? uh, See this, max min sorted and heterogeneous type. Can you apply this? See here, one integer, one float, one boolean, one string. What is max of x here? Max of x here, yes, can't be applied. Here max of x is what? Max of x 50, min of x 10. Here max of x, min of x. So here what I am saying, max, min, sorted, all this they can be applied only on homogeneous but not heterogeneous. X equal to 10 comma 20, there is no brackets. What is type of x? Tuple type. If there is no bracket, by default it will be tuple type. 10 comma 20, right? X equal to 10, integer type. Finished. Okay. Finished, everyone? We can perform mathematical operations on a set object. Max, min, sorted. All this applied on homogeneous elements, not on heterogeneous. Heterogeneous, it cannot give that result, right? Now creating sets. Homogeneous elements. 5 elements, homogeneous elements. Type of X. Type of X. Set. Len of X. 5. Heterogeneous elements. One integer, one float, one boolean, one string. Type of X. Set. Len of Y. 4. Here, what is the length of Z here? Hmm? Length of Z. 3 integers and 1 tuple. Only immutables are allowed within. Okay. 3 integers and 1 tuple. Take this fast. Now, creating a set, we can also create a set by using curly braces. We can create, most of the time we will create sets by using curly braces only. List by using square bracket. Tuple by using normal braces. But we can also create by using list function, tuple function, also set functions. Observe, creating a set using set function. A equal to set. Len of A 0, because empty set created, right? Only curly brace, empty sets created. Type of A, set type, empty. Len of A 0. Now to a set, I'm passing a string like this. For a set function, I'm passing a string. Everyone try to answer this. For example, instead of set, if I take list, to a list, if I'm passing HELL, what is the length of that list? Okay, for set, length of this, length of B is what? For list, for set, for list it will be 5, for set it will be 1. How come? List. What is the length of B? So one thing, either to a list function or a tuple function or a set function, you can pass one argument only. Here one argument. If you are passing a string, the number of characters will be the number of length of that set. If you are taking a list or tuple or set, the number of elements in those collection will be the length of the set. The elements will be considered if list, tuple or sets are given. If string is given, the characters will be considered as the elements. Right? Now say me length of B is what? Length of B is what? Length of B. Yes. Everyone. Length of B. Length of B. 5 is wrong. 1 is wrong. If it is a list, okay, its length is 5. But here, 3 also wrong. 4 is correct. HELLO. Duplicates not allowed, right? 2 else not allowed. HELLO. In the case of set, duplicates elements not allowed. HELLO. 5 elements, right? 2 else not allowed. Only 1 L. Length will be 4. Observe this. One more thing before you observe this first example. Insertion order is preserved or not preserved in set. So in the case of list or tuple, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 means in the same order it means in the same order it is stored. But in the case of set, same which element comes first? So if you observe here, first element is 50, second element 20, third element 40, 10, 30. So which element comes first, which element comes second can't be said. Okay. Here also, which element coming for HELLO, right? E coming first. Next L coming. Next H. O. What is the length? 4. First time you are getting ELHO, right? Second time again you execute, it will won't follow the same order, right? Previously ELHO. Now where it is? Now also ELHO, right? Execute for one more time. One more time you execute. LEHO now. LEHO. Every time it follows different. Now again you see EHOL. Multiple times it won't follow the order. Now it's HOEL. So different times, different order it is followed, right? It won't follow any order. Insertion order is not followed. Length is what? 4. Okay. Take that. Example 2, example 1 and 2. These 2 examples. What is it? This is the output for both. Okay. Now see the next example, example 3. What is length of B? Length of B. Hmm? So it's what? Error, right? Hello, comma, hi. Two arguments, two strings not allowed. Either one string or one list or one tuple. Two arguments not allowed. Length, it will give error. So here, what kind of error it use also, it's important, right? Here, see this error. What error? Clearly says what it is saying. Set expected at most one argument. At most means one. At least, not at least. At most one. But here given two. That's why error. Given two. At most one argument. Okay. Fine. So here you can just write error. Just keep this in comment. I'm commenting this multi-line comment. You can just write error because set accepts only one argument. Set accepts only one argument. Set accepts only one argument, right? Now try to say the length of B here. Example 4. Set only one argument I have given this time. One argument. Length of B is what? This also error. This also error. Only iterable types like list, tuple, set, string. Only those only you should give within the set function. What you can give within the set function? Iterable types like list, tuple, set, or string. Integer not allowed. Int is not iterable, you should say. What is that error? Int is not iterable, right? This also I will comment this. Okay, fine. Length of B. Length of B. Length of B is what? Here clearly I have given a note. If you pass any collection to a set, the length of the collection will be the length of the set. So length of the set, length of, if you are passing a collection, the length of the collection will be the length of the set. What is the length? Right? If you pass a tuple, the length of the tuple will be the length of the set. Very simple if you want to understand. This is a list. I want to typecast to set, keep set before it. How will you typecast it? Typecasting, converting the list to set. So set with two elements. Okay. Here the length of B is 2. Don't think that one list is passed so that only one. No. If list, one more thing, I didn't execute. I didn't just execute the program. Whether this is valid or invalid. First you say me. You are saying length is 2. Whether this is, I am passing, you may understand in a different manner. If a list is passed to a set, can a list be can a list be accepted within a set? Only tuple is allowed, right? Within a set. So can I pass a list or not? Try to answer here. Only tuple is allowed within a set. List is not allowed, set also not allowed, right? Here I am passing a list to a set. Allowed or not allowed? Allowed or not allowed? Yes. No. Allowed or not allowed? First, later you can give that. Says valid or invalid? Yes, valid. Don't think that list is coming into the set. List elements will come. List is not coming into the set, right? List elements only are coming into the set. Length is what? 2. If you are passing to a set, if I am passing a list, list won't come into the set. List elements are coming. Previously in the tuple also we have seen these examples. To a tuple, if I am passing list of 5 elements. To a tuple, if I am passing list of 5 elements coming into the tuple, but not list won't come, right? So it's valid, right? It's valid. Length is what? 2. Fine. Fine. Understood? Finished? So, okay, we'll see more examples on this set in the tomorrow's class. That is what set. One more thing. Set of 5 elements are there, right? Set of 5 elements. Can I add 6th element into the set? Set is mutable or immutable? Set is mutable or immutable? Mutable or immutable? Mutable. Mutable means can I add or not? Can I remove or not? How to add, how to remove, we'll discuss tomorrow. We can add and we can remove, right? We can add and we can remove, but you cannot add at a particular position. If you add it, where it will be added, you cannot say. It will be in the 3rd element or 7th element last, right? Yes. Yeah.